1 in 4 Americans left a prescription at the pharmacy counter last year because they couldn't pay for it. And here's the part that should stop you. It's not the expensive stuff. It's blood pressure medication, diabetes medication, heart medication, the everyday drugs people take to stay alive, sitting at the counter, uncollected, because the money ran out before the month did. That's what I want to talk about today, why it's happening, who profits from it, and 4 specific tools that can cut what you pay for prescriptions right now, some of them down to almost nothing. The first thing people think when they hear this is, well, don't they have insurance? And the answer for a lot of working people is yes, technically, but having insurance and being able to afford your medication are 2 completely different things, and the gap between them has gotten a lot wider. Here's what the insurance a lot of hourly workers actually have looks like. High premiums as a percentage of your paycheck, high deductibles, sometimes $2,000 or $3,000 before the card does anything meaningful. Anymore, it's pushing closer to $5,000 for your deductible. So, until you hit that deductible, which most people on tight budgets never do, you're paying close to the retail price anyway. The card is there, but it's not doing what most people think insurance is supposed to do. And the retail price of a common blood pressure medication can be $80, $90, $100 a month. That's the number you see at the counter. The drug itself might cost a few cents to manufacture. That gap between what it costs to make and what you pay at the window is not an accident. It's the business model. There are layers of middlemen between the factory and the pharmacy, and every one of them takes a cut before the price gets to you. I want to make this concrete because the statistics alone don't tell the real story. Think about what this decision actually looks like for a working person standing at the pharmacy counter. Your doctor told you to take a blood pressure medication every day. You go to pick it up and it's $90. Your next paycheck is a week out. You've got car insurance due, groceries to buy for the week, and say your kid needs new shoes. You look at the $90 prescription and you do the math, and the medication is the thing that gets cut because the consequences of not filling it feel far away, even though they absolutely are not. Skipping a blood pressure medication for a month doesn't feel like anything right away. You don't notice it, but the consequences accumulate quietly, and they compound. And when they catch up, they come as a stroke or a heart attack, and the bill for that is exponentially more than the $90 you skipped. The system creates the impossible choice and then doesn't have to deal with the results. So here's what you can actually do about it right now. Because I said 4 tools at the start, and I mean it. The first one is GoodRx, not sponsored by the way. And if you're paying full price for any generic medication right now, this is the one that should change today. GoodRx is a free app. No membership, no sign-up fee, and what it does is show you the lowest cash price for your prescription at every pharmacy near you. For generic drugs, which covers most of the common everyday medications like blood pressure, diabetes, and cholesterol drugs, GoodRx can cut the price by up to 80%. A medication that's $90 at retail has come up to $4 with a GoodRx coupon. You show the code at the counter and pay the discounted price. That's it. It works at most major pharmacies, and it costs you nothing to use. The second one is Mark Cuban's Cost Plus Drugs. It's a pharmacy that sells generics at the actual manufacturing cost plus a small fixed markup, with no middlemen taking a cut. For a lot of common medications, it comes in even cheaper than GoodRx, and it ships directly to your door. Not sponsored, by the way, either. If you haven't looked up your specific medication on their site, it's worth 5 minutes of your time. Third, if you're on a brand name medication that's genuinely expensive, the kind where even GoodRx doesn't move the number much, most major drug manufacturers run patient assistant programs. If your household income is below a certain threshold, you may be able to get that medication at little or no cost directly from the company. Your doctor's office can usually help you apply. It's worth asking specifically because a lot of people don't know these programs exist. And fourth, the simplest one, the next time your doctor prescribes something, ask them directly if there's a generic version that works the same way. Most of the time there is. Doctors don't always lead with the generic because they're thinking about the medication, not your deductible. But if you ask, they'll tell you, and in most cases, the generic works just as well for a fraction of the price. Now here's the honest framing on all 4 of those tools. They're real and they work, and I'd encourage you to use every one that applies to your situation. But there are also workarounds for a system that shouldn't require workarounds. You should be able to fill a blood pressure medication without running a comparison app and finding a coupon code. That's not how medication should work in a country like this. 1 in 4 people walking away from the counter without what their doctor prescribed, that's not a story about personal responsibility. That's a story about a system that priced basic medication past what a working paycheck can cover and then left people to figure out the workaround on their own. You deserved to know what those workarounds are. I make these videos for people who work for a living, no suits, no lectures, and if this helped you or you know someone it might help, send it to them. I'll see you in the next video.